Welcome into another telecast of LMC Varsity Sports alongside Tom Sacco. I'm Troy McGraw. We're here at Wryneck High School for our second game in 3 days as the Wryneck Panthers get set to take on the Haldane Blue Devils. And Haldane is 6-7, Wryneck 11-5. And Tom, Wryneck is coming off 11-1 win the other day against Pauling, and today it's their game to lose.
Yep, I mean they're certainly coming in with a lot of momentum, so they're going to look to continue that offensive fireworks today.
And when we get back, we'll have the opening pitch next on LMC Varsity Sports. Tony Leone is a ball taken by Dan Santos. The shortstop, it'll be Dan Santos, Adam Siegel, and Dan Rotondo for the Blue Devils, and fouled off 1-1. Working quickly was the lefty Leone. As it'll be a 1-2 count as the third pitch of the at-bat, and the game was fouled off by Santos and Tony Leone high. Good call by the umpire, just high. Interesting to see what his strike zone will be. And the leadoff hitter, Santos, will hit one towards Birmingham and left, and it'll go out of play in the woods on the left side. Still 2-2 count. And Leone's 2-2 pitch will be ball. Full count now as Dan Santos looks to get on base, and for Aiden Siegel on deck. 3-2 count. Leone quickly working, grounded up the middle, and it'll be mishandled by the shortstop there, Brian Scott. So that's an E6. So he had it in his glove and dropped it. But a good job by Dan Santos to get on base and work the count against Leone there, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, he battled back, forced a full count, and found a pitch he liked. Maybe should have been an out, but, you know, he did what he had to do.
Put it in play, things will happen.
That's right.
Aiden Siegel, one of two players named Aiden DeBose will be pitching and batting eighth.
One of two Seagulls as well.
Aiden and Devin. Leone comes to the rubber. He's set. The pitch, ball taken by Aiden Siegel, who is catching. And that one grounded to third, played over to first, and it'll be a double play. They'll double up the catcher. Nice play on the turn. Evan Dunn to Michael Colasanti, who had time with the catcher running, and it is a 5-4-3 double play, 2 away. So good job by Wryneck to erase the first base runner of the game, who reached with the error, and it's a 5-4 double play as Don Rodondo comes up for Haldane. Not the cleanest turn at second by Michael Colasanti, but he had time with the catcher running, which is always good to to take your time when you have especially a slow guy like the catcher running.
That's right. He fumbled it a little bit, but he didn't rush things, and he was able to turn to and wipe that error off the board, so they won't be hurt by that.
That's why Santos was able to beat it out, because he's a little quicker, and he made Brian Scott rush it. So saw him coming down the line. The pitch will be low. Ball 3? No, ball 2.
This pitcher's wasting no time getting
Tony.
set. He's got a pretty quick rhythm going.
Tony Leone, just like Rob likes it. LMC Varsity Sports producer Rob Moretti. And it'll be picked, caught by the third baseman there was Evan Dunn. So it's a 1-2-3 inning following the error. And we'll be right back with the bottom of the first. And Wryneck's Colin Kelly leading off. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, Aiden Dubois comes to the mound. And his catcher is Adam Siegel, who grounded into the double play. And strike right down the middle from, actually, Haldane DeBose. Haldane DeBose. So only the 1-8. And that one's a base hit. Through the hole. Can't get it is the diving second baseman, Matt Mickelson. And it'll be a base hit for Colin Kelly as he stays hot, as he had 3 hits when we did the polling game 2 days ago, their last game. Colin Kelly was batting second. He walked. He was 2 for 2 with 2 walks, 3 runs scored, a stolen base, and 2 singles. That's a perfect day. And he'll be on first, and it'll be grounded to short. They'll turn to second, and the relay is not in time, as beating it out is Brian Scott. So it'll be a fielder's choice, a 6-4 fielder's choice. Colin Kelly will be retired at second. A quick way to get those first pitch of that at bat there.
Yep, I mean, he did a good job of hustling down the line too, avoided getting doubled up. It's not the way you'd want to start a game, so.
They doubled up the second hitter on Haldane, did Wryneck. It was Scott who turned. Well, no, actually, Scott had made the error, but it was turned by the third baseman from Wryneck, Evan Dunn, to the second baseman Cole Lasanti. But they can't turn one of their own, as Scott was able to hustle it out. There was maybe a little fumble there by the shortstop from Dan Santos. I think Mickelson did a good job making the turn to the second baseman, but I mean, Scott just hustled and beat it.
Yep, I mean, it's the difference between a catcher running a first versus a shortstop. A little harder to double up.
Jack Sheldon, the catcher, one of Wryneck's top hitters, is up. One out. Scott on first. And he'll stay put. Strike. Good strike zone so far. And it'll be 1-2. And Scott takes off. It's a pitch out. And the pitch out, ooh, he gets just under it. So they pitched out. Throw was a little off the base, but other than that, it was good execution by Haldane, and even better execution by Scott as he takes second, and it's now a 2-2 count, as that's a ball. We saw him beat it out to avoid the double play, and now he's a second, and Sheldon, one of their best hitters up, he has a man in scoring position. Now he's got a man on third. Seen a sacrifice fly.
This is a big opportunity for them now, capitalizing on the stolen base and then the pass ball.
Oh, yeah, wild pitch maybe. It was in the dirt, right? And the righty, I don't know, it's tough play on the catcher there. Siegel. Either way, it's the man on third and a chance for the first run. Now it's a full count, excuse me. Fouled off. Staying alive is the catcher, Sheldon.
Go, Jack.
And the full count. Pitch to Sheldon. Swung on and missed. A great job by Alden DeBoss to strike out Sheldon. And Anthony Michelli will be up to try and get the strand the guy at third.
Yep, he'll be looking to keep him there. It's a big batter. If they can get 2 outs, they can erase the chance of the sac fly.
Wait. No, well.
Are there 2 outs?
Yeah, there's 2 outs now.
Oh.
The fielder's choice,
Oh.
where they avoided the double
That's right.
play.
Oh, you're right.
But Wryneck scored 4 against Pauling, and this one is popped up. It looks
Way
short,
up.
though. They got to come in at the right fielder, and it'll drop for a base hit. They're playing way far back for the cleanup hitter, Michelli, and it's able to drop right in front of the right fielder from Haldane, so that's a base hit. And the right fielder, George Leiter, wasn't able to get there. It's playing too far back, and the Haldane coach is Tom Vergadamo. I think looks like his brother, Joe Vergadamo. We're not happy. I mean, you're supposed to take your first step back there, but they just did not read that at all.
Yeah,
And they'll get another chance with a right fielder, and he will catch this one. It was a little more routine, and that'll end it. I think he lost track of the outs there, as the coach from Haldane is not happy about that, as he did not know how many outs. So we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Got to remember the outs. And it'll be back here alongside Tom Sacco. I'm Troy McGraw. First pitch ball to the cleanup hitter as they had a double play, as Wryneck leads 1-0 on the RBI single by Anthony Michelli. Should have been caught. But then the next play they got out of it. Ground ball to Scott as it's ripped, and Scott throws it low, but he retires the 4-hitter Kyle Kisslinger. And there's 1 away. So second chance for Scott, and he makes it this time. That'll bring up Matt Mickelson, the second baseman. Ball. 1-1.
Haldane's has a pretty aggressive approach thus far, swinging early in the count.
We're more aggressive fielding on that read. It would be 0-0, but no, you're right. As it's 1-2 now. No strikeouts through. I mean, it was E6. Dan Santos reached on the Brian Scott error, then a 5-4-3 double play, then a pop-up, and then a ground out. They haven't got out. See, that's the first one there, 2-2. Haven't hit the ball of the infield yet, but and a foul ball out of the infield. Pitch is, there it is, right on cue, out of the infield, and Birmingham will, in the designated fielder, Birmingham will make the play in left. Birmingham, like the other day, is not hitting, which you can do in high school baseball. Any one player can be DH for. It could be your left fielder, your second baseman, your third baseman, catcher, pitcher. So they chose Birmingham, and Ligori, who was we were talking about the play before, and I didn't mention he made the last out on the first pitch to when he flew out to right to end last inning for Wryneck. 2 away though. Ball. As ball. Another ball. Good strike zone so far from the umpire.
Yep, and a cleanly pitched game by both pitchers. No walks yet.
Or hits batsman.
No hit batsman, that's right.
3-1 count now.
See if they continue to stay aggressive ahead in the count here. Turn them loose.
And they'll keep that clean. One is done at third. The pitcher the other night throws it wide. I think you got to say base hit, right?
I would say that would be a base hit.
Because he might have beat that on a good throw. He was right there. Because the ground ball to Dunn was to his right. He had to make a nice play. He made a decent throw. I mean, maybe a perfect throw might have, but it would have been bang bang.
Yeah, definitely would have been a
So
bang
I would
bang
say
play.
base
either way.
hit. So there goes the no-hitter. Although if that's the only hit, maybe we could take it away later on. Strike one. Not the first base runner, but the first base runner was retired, and they rip it, and they'll hold him there as he made a turn not big enough, and a good job hitting by Devin Siegel, the 7-hitter, the left fielder, and it's first and second and 2 outs. And Haldane, Tom, has a little rally here with 2 outs.
That's right. They, as we said before, they're staying aggressive early on and finding some pitches to hit. He made solid contact there for a single. Now look to put some runs on the board here with a 2-out rally.
And the pitch will be a base hit to Birmingham. And they're sending him, and a good throw by Birmingham, and they got a dead duck there, and they'll tag him out. So Birmingham throws it to Dunn, the cutoff man, and a little late start by the runner there. I don't know why they would think of sending him, and Tom Birmingham does a great job as he records 2 outs in the inning, and the inning is over, and we'll be right back with the bottom of the second. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, alongside Tom Sacco, I'm Troy McGraw. Our cameramen are Jarrell Semister, Gary Francois, and Rob Moretti, who's also the LMC Varsity Sports producer. And this one will be pop foul, first pitch swinging by the number 6 hitter, the guy who made the cutoff and tagged out the runner to end the inning, Evan Dunn, who also pitched, and I interviewed the 5-inning win, 11-1 against Pauling. He had 7 strikeouts in 5 innings, 7 of the 15, and Ball 1-1. Dunn, Colasanti, and Galliston 6, 7, 8. And then if one person gets on, Tony Leone, the pitcher. And this one will be grounded to second, and they'll make the play, and Dunn will be retired as Matt Mickelson throws to Kyle Kissinger. And it's 1 away, so a good start to the inning for Alden DeBose. Pitch by DeBose will be a strike right down the middle. Yeah, DeBose, good pitch. 0-1. Tough run to give up. His ball should have been caught, but it was a base hit because it dropped in front of the right fielder, George Leiter.
They'll definitely hope that doesn't
Although it was
come back to be costly.
Oh, definitely. If they lose by 1. But it was also, it looked like it was the center fielder's ball off the bat.
Yeah, I mean,
the right fielder was over there. And the next play, he was over here. I mean, they catch him, they got the outs, and the coach got angry. But Colasanti's up. And that's foul. 2 strikes. Ball, good eye. Ball, full count. Beautiful day, best day of the year right here. So far, May 3rd, warm.
Yep, it has been good baseball weather the last couple days. believe that's the first walk of the game.
For either side. At Colasanti, it was 1-2 count, and then he worked it full and got the walk. And anyway, in base runner with 1 out, Galliston. Galliston's up. Matt Galliston, ball 1. 1-0. Followed by Tony Leone, the pitcher. And Colasanti, he's out. Caught stealing.
Perfect throw by the catcher there. Beat him by a step or two.
Aiden Siegel throws him out. So Aiden Siegel. And there's 2 away. And a liner at Dan Santos, and he makes the play, and it's a 1-2-3 inning after the caught stealing, after the walk. So it was a 2-6 caught stealing, and Tony Leone will lead off next inning, but he'll come back on the mound in the 3rd inning, and when we get back, Tom Sacco will take over play-by-play.
We're back on LMC TV. Top of the 3rd inning here. Leiter will step to the plate for Haldane. And he's the 9 batter.
George Leiter.
George Leiter.
Not sure. Don't think he's related to Mark and Al. Brothers Al and Mark. Mark's son, Mark Jr., is now on the Phillies.
Inside, ball 1.
Good line of baseball, but not the most common name, but not a... You never know.
Could be.
The right fielder, though.
Pitch is swung on and missed, 1-1.
Wryneck ran themselves out of it, got caught stealing. And then Galliston lined out.
Low and inside, 2-1 count here.
To end the last inning.
Both teams have done a pretty good job of coming up with some nice plays to erase some earlier mistakes in the inning. Swung on and fouled off, 2-2 count.
See what Leone will go to here. Still working very fast. Gotta like that as a fan, announcer.
That'll be grounded to 3rd. He comes up with it, makes the throw in.
Nice play,
1
Evan
out.
Dunn.
Showing off a good arm there.
He had the win the other day as their number 2 or number 3 pitcher against Haldane, sophomore. Of course, his sister Olivia Dunn didn't have her best game yesterday, but she's been their star pitcher on the softball team for years now.
The top of the order now for Haldane. This is Santos, the shortstop. Comes out swinging early and hits it deep to left. He won't be able to make the play. It's over his head.
Wow.
He's turning 2. He might be thinking, he'll hold up at 2nd. A deep double for Santos.
Don't see many balls hit there. When I was playing high school ball here for Bronxville 10 years ago, we were down, I don't know, what were we down? It was tied or something? It was tied, and our catcher, John Nasso, hit a bomb homer onto the track. And
It's far away.
And the game, I've done like 4 or 5 games here.
This is Siegel here. I believe this is Aiden.
Aiden,
Siegel,
the catcher.
catcher.
He threw out the, yeah.
You got some bystanders in the outfield here and left field. Coach isn't happy about that. He's trying to get them to disperse now. Don't quite know why they'd be hanging out in left field.
Watching the track?
It appears
Because all the parents are watching the track. I think it's a modified track meet. Surreal. What's up with those track parents? I don't know. You used to run track, man.
1 out here, man on 2nd.
Did that almost hit one of them?
Siegel steps into the box.
Were they near it?
I don't think so. I don't think it was quite that deep to the fence, but
they're in play.
Another
ball goes there.
He hits that one deep to center. He's under. He'll make the play. No tag. That'll be 2 outs.
That's key there because I don't think he was running his hardest out of the box. On the double,
might be right.
And he could have got a triple.
He may have been able to stretch
You never know what's going to happen, but you never know if that's going to happen again. But that would have tied it.
Right, that could have been, that would have been a
that would have definitely tied
there.
It looked like.
This is Rotondo, center fielder, coming up to bat.
For the shortstop, he ran that ball out on that error.
Yeah, he did show off some speed before, so I'm not sure.
I think he took a bad step between first and second.
That's swinging strike, 0-1.
And then it hit that fence and stayed there. And went right to Birmingham, and he played it well. But if he was hustling, as you should, right out of the box, might have got a triple, and that would have tied it.
And that's a foul.
Even though it was a liner, it would have tied it. It was deep enough.
Same thing. Santos leading off second. It's a line drive to left. It's through the hole. He's turning. He will come in to score. And Rotondo with the RBI double. Tie game, 1-1.
Birmingham went to cut it off, and it kind of went under his glove, but that would have been close to a double anyway, so it's still a double. It's not an error that advanced him from first to second, but it's an RBI double for Rotunda, and didn't matter out of the box because the Santos didn't look like he was hustling on his double, but it doesn't matter as he comes around and ties it anyway at 1.
This is Kisslinger coming to bat now, the first baseman. And he'll swing and miss, 0-1. Pass ball there, but
foul.
Oh, he did foul it off.
Umpire called foul, yeah.
So that'll be 0-1. And Rotondo will stay on second. Another foul, and that's a quick 0-2 count here for Kisslinger.
So Birmingham and left. He just played left and didn't hit the last game against Pauling, and they had no balls. He had to make no plays, and he's been already involved in 4 or 5 plays today.
That is what you want to see as a player, have a slow game, get some action right out of the gate the next game.
Especially when you're just fielding, as mentioned before, you can play and hit. I mean, you can DH for any player, not just the pitcher in high school. Also,
slowing inside.
Re-enter later. If there's a sub, you want to put in a pinch runner, you can then put the guy back in, which we saw the other day.
Pitcher's count here. That's a swinging strike, and that'll end the inning with a strikeout. But not before Haldane did strike and tie the game at 1. We'll be right back on LMC TV. All right, we're back on LMC TV. Bottom 3 here, tied at 1, and Leone will step into the box. He's the pitcher looking to help his own cause. Swing early. It'll be 0-1 count. Continuing to have an aggressive approach at the plate. Swinging early on in the count often here.
How are you gonna get it there?
He'll swing again and miss again. That's 0-2. The opposing pitcher, DeBow, is working with a quick rhythm here. And that's a 3rd swinging strike in a row. 1 down.
Batting 9th, the pitcher, Leone. Classic, like a National League lineup, although some have them bat 8th now, and then the hitter in the MLB, but he's swinging and missing and throwing a little rust as he didn't hit the other day against Pauling. So, and it's the top of the order, Colin Kelly, who in his last 5 at-bats, not sure what he did in the KO game. I know they got killed, but
The pitch, and he will pop it up foul there. And the third baseman's there to make the play. Quick 2 outs there on the fly out by Kelly. And that will end his on-base streak.
If 5 games in a row, or the last game against Pauling, he got on base all 4 times and was an error. It was 2 walks and 2 hits, and first at bat of the game, he singled, so 5 at bats in a row, which is pretty rare.
This is Scott, the shortstop, coming up now with 2 outs. DeBose with the pitch. Swung on and missed. Gets by the catcher, but 0-1 nonetheless. Pitch here. Swung on and missed again. That's another 0-2 count for DeBose here. He'll look to secure the 1-2-3 inning here.
That's exactly what Haldane needs. Is they tied it.
Oh, hit right back to the pitcher. He'll take his time. Play to first is made, and that'll be 3 outs. That will end the inning. And the third, score knotted up at 1. We're back on LMC TV. Top of the 4th here. And Mikkelsen will step to the plate. He flew out last at bat. Swung on early in the count. It's popped way up. Second baseman calls it, and he'll make the play. 1 out.
Michael Colasanti just said me quietly, but enough for Galliston to hear him, and he was able to make the play. I think Coach Carlucci wanted him to say it a little louder, but it was enough to get it done.
Yep.
They weren't close to a collision or anything.
No, I mean, it was a pretty high pop-up, but, they got it done. This is Haldane.
As Wryneck and Leone is looking for their a 1-2-3 inning of their own after Haldane got one, after Haldane tied it at 1.
Swung on and grounded to third. Another cleanly fielded ball. He'll make the throw, and a nice scoop by the first baseman.
Michelli. Good play by Dunn and great play by Anthony Michelli, and it's 2 away. 2
away,
quick
just
outs.
like that. This will be Devin Siegel now, the second Siegel brother for Haldane. And he hit a single last at bat. The pitch. Taken for called strike, 0-1. That's lined over the second base, and that'll drop in for a single for Siegel. That will be his second hit of the game. Second single. That'll bring up DeBose, the pitcher. He singled as well last at bat. And they'll look to have get a 2-out rally going here. Swung on, it's grounded to third. He'll go to second for the easy out, and that'll end the inning. Score still knotted at 1. Welcome back to LMC TV. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Wryneck coming to bat. Score still tied at 1 on a beautiful day for some baseball. Sheldon will come up to bat, the catcher. He struck out last at bat.
As we have a substitute, as Kislinger's out of the game at first, and the new first baseman we will get to that in one moment. Is Vincenzo Scagna. Vincenzo Scagna, number 27.
Here's the pitch to Sheldon. Swung on and fouled. There. And that drops just foul. Could have been caught there. I don't know. There was a miscommunication there.
So you put somebody in the game right then, and he can't. It's crazy.
Either the first baseman or the catcher, I think, should have really made a routine play there.
Even though the pitcher's not really supposed to go over in there, he could have too been over there.
And that,
It's the catcher. Well, first baseman or catcher.
He'll,
Pitcher's not supposed to go over there, really.
gave up a free out there, so Sheldon will get another chance at it here. And that's hit deep to center. Can't make the play, just over his glove. And he'll turn two, and he'll be able to stand up double after the missed opportunity for an easy pop out there.
Sometimes if you drop a play and it goes foul, they give an error if something like that happens. But, I mean, it didn't, like, drop out of the glove, so I guess you can't give an error. But they can't give... Jack Sheldon's the 3-hitter and one of their best hitters, and they don't...
Can't give up
the
three
kid
outs
just
like that.
came in the game off the bench. You got to make that play. Scagna.
Sheldon was able to capitalize on the opportunity for a deep double to right. This is Michelli now, the first baseman, as he takes the ball 1-0. That's hit high up in the air, and the left fielder will make the play. No tag. That'll be one away.
George Leiter makes the catch and 1 out. He almost made the catch on the play by Sheldon. He got there and he put his glove up, but it just went over him.
Yeah, it just got over the edge of his glove. This is LaCory now. He's the designated hitter coming to the plate. 1 away.
Conor Liguori, the ace on the team as well, ace pitcher. And when he doesn't pitch, he DHs. And a couple hits at a beautiful
Takes a called strike, 0-1.
suicide squeeze that he beat out against Pauling.
Not often you see a designated hitter beating out suicide squeezes, but I guess that's kudos to him.
Or the cleanup hitter.
Or the cleanup hitter for that matter.
That day he was the cleanup hitter.
Catcher coming out to conference with DeBose here.
Looks like we'll have a sub for the pitcher. Kid coming in from warming in or something. Either way, we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports. That was a weird re-entry. So the kid was substituted for, went to the bathroom, came back, and now he's back playing first base after the kid who came in for him made a big error that led to the Jack Sheldon double. So they take him out after he can't catch the pop-up, and then Sheldon doubled. And now Sheldon will advance to third on the wild pitch, although it wasn't an error per se, but it was a bad play.
It was a play that should have been made and ended up costing them a double. And now, man on third in scoring position with 1 out.
You don't see that every day, Tom.
You definitely do not. Yes, you can make use of the re-entry rules, varsity sports. Might as well use that to your advantage. It's the pitch. Fouled away.
Not even quick enough to
For
take
Liguori.
him. So Vincenzo Scagna, he can't re-enter because he came in as a sub, so his day is done after coming in for 1 inning and not being able to make a pop-up that dropped in front of him.
That'll be grounded to third. The run will come in. It will score as the out is made at first. Wryneck will take a 2-1 lead. Gets the job done there. 2 away.
Good job by Liguori. Put the ball in play, hit it hard at third. Fielder's choice. He gets an RBI, even though it was bobbled. And it was... And scoring on the play was... Actually, it's just an RBI ground. That's not a fielder's choice. 5-3, and that's a base hit.
That's a base hit over the shortstop's head.
Evan Dunn.
And he'll coast into first base with a single. That is the third baseman, Dunn. Looking to keep this inning alive here for Wryneck. Colasanti will come to the plate. He's the second baseman, and he walked last at bat.
As I'm being told by the parents that
Pickoff attempt at first. He gets back in time.
Evan Dunn's father, who watched our interview the other night, is like between the fields watching, his daughter Olivia play a softball game,
So
and
he's
Evan
pulling double duty.
Right. There's
It's a ball,
spot
another
there.
throw down to first. Also not in time, and they're trying to keep him honest there.
Almost got him.
pretty sizable lead at first, and he's taking off. He'll go. The ball is hit through the hole.
Where the second baseman just was. So
He'll
a
run
great
to third. A little mishandling of the ball, and he will be into third. Colasanti with the single to move the runner all the way to third, and have another runner in scoring position with 2 outs here.
Colasanti was caught stealing in the second after he walked.
Also bring up Galstein, the right fielder.
Gallison lined out to short in his first at bat. Good pace to this game. Bottom 4. The game was late because they were a little late, so I would say like maybe, was it like 4:40, 4:45?
About.
Only 5:34. It's because of the Tony Leone, how fast? Well,
Pitchers both going on a quick rhythm here, not really wasting any time. That's a swinging strike. 0-2 now on Galveston.
on that ground ball to third on Ligori, he was going to go to home with it. It was the third baseman, Adam.
They'll throw him to third. They might have. They did get him. A heads-up play by the catcher to get the. Threw down to third and got the out, and that'll end the inning, but not before Wryneck scores again, 2-1 to take the lead. We'll be back on LMC TV. Welcome back to LMC TV. Leiter will step to the plate. He's the right fielder. He'll show bunt, and that'll roll foul. Would have beat that out there had it stayed fair.
He squared really early for a bunt for a hit. But
yeah.
He perfectly placed it, but it was just foul.
It was a great bump, but just happened to roll foul.
Not perfect because it was, but
yeah,
would have been.
Top of the fifth here. Haldane down 2-1 for Leiter. That'll be taken for a ball. 1-1 count. We'll step off the rubber for a second there. Pitch to Leiter. Swung on and hit. Foul again, it'll be 1-2. Leiter will step back into the box here. Fought off again. Do it again here, 1-2 count. Doing a good job of fighting off pitches here, and pitches count. Taken for a ball, 2-2, evens it up. That's given a ride deep to left.
Wow.
Center, that is over both fielders' heads. He'll coast in for a stand-up double.
Haldane can mash. That's the 9-hitter too, Tom.
That is the 9-hitter. Another deep ride to left field. That's the second time we've seen it hit out there today.
First one was the leadoff hitter who's up now, Santos.
Santos coming up to bat now, and he'll look to make some noise once again. Fouls it off. High in the air. No one able to make a play. 0-1 count.
They're pointing up to it like Sheldon could make the play, but it was,
not
definitely
in the field
out
to
of
play. Not really even close.
Yeah. It's weird.
A 1-1 count for Santos here.
That was a great at bat by Leiter, though. Fouled off some pitches and.
Yep, worked the count. Fouled off pitches and then found one he liked and ripped it deep to left.
There was no parents close to it this time, as the track and field parents were moved right after the last double over there.
This would be popped up foul.
Close real close.
No one able to make a play.
Bouncing play.
Careens into the bleachers.
That was really close.
That'll be an 0-2 count for Santos. Close one there. We'll take that for a ball. 1-2 count. This Leiter leads off second. That's grounded to short. He'll make the play. He'll make the out of first, but he will do the job and move Leiter over to third with one away here. A man in scoring position for Siegel.
Good job by Leiter, as he was ahead of the ball there, and Santos did the job, as you said. As the ball was, I guess it was short of where he was running, because they didn't run right by him as he fielded it, because then he would have tagged him. So he was able to run past it as it was still coming to the shortstop, Brian Scott.
Siegel, the catcher now, and that's given a line drive right over second base. That'll be an RBI single for Siegel, the catcher. That'll knock the game up at 2.
Seesaw battle here at Wryneck, 2-2. With Haldane at 6 and 7 and Wryneck at 11 and 5.
That'll bring up Rotundo, the center fielder. He had an RBI double in his last at bat. Swing on and miss. 0-1 count. Some clutch hitting, moved the runners over, and they were able to do the job and bring him in to score with that single from Siegel. Swung on and missed, 0-2. That'll be fouled up way up in the air over the dugout. Catcher won't be able to make a play.
That one looked like it was staying in, but it went out.
One out here for Rotundo, who's behind in the count here. He'll look to fight back in this at bat. He hits that through the gap again, up the middle. That'll be another single. First and second now with only one away. Haldane looking to make some noise this inning.
They tried to get the force out. The center fielder, Colin Kelly, threw to the second baseman, Michael Colasanti. Tried to force up the catcher, Siegel, who was going from first to second, but he was safe. And Kyle Kisslinger, who came back in the game when they did the sub, I think he just had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
He took him out for a second, and probably would have made that play. Yeah. He had to go.
That's hit deep to center. Center fielder going back. He'll make the play. The runner will not tag at second base. Good job at holding him there. That'll be 2 away. Now we'll bring up Mikkelsen, second baseman. He flew out in both his at-bats thus far. Swung on the first pitch, another one deep to left. Center fielder makes the play again on the run, and that'll end the inning. But not before Haldane knotted the game up at 2. We'll be right back on LMC TV for the 6th. We're back on LMC TV for the bottom 5th here, game tied at 2. And Galstian will come back to the plate. He'll get another chance after the catcher threw to third and caught the runner sleeping for the 3rd out of last inning. This is the first pitch. It's a check swing. It is fair. First base. Oh, and it rolled foul at the last second. 0-1 count.
Yeah, it was on the second. I guess some of the chalk moved over or something.
It looked like it was going to stay
It looks like
fair.
there's 2 lines, but there's not. It's like the one line down the base is obviously the fair line, foul line.
It's fouled off again. 0-2 count here for Galstein. It's the 0-2 pitch. Called for a strike 3. He'll go down looking on strikes there. 1 out.
That will be the first strikeout looking today for either team. You know.
Yep. Very aggressive. Not a lot of taken pitches here today, especially the 2 strikes, obviously, being that was the first one.
And I just realized that Tony Leone for Wryneck doesn't have any strikeouts. You know.
That is
true.
That is true. Yeah. He'll come up to bat here. Speaking of.
Oh, he's on deck, right? Oh, he's up.
No.
That's a
Leone.
pinch hitter.
Oh, there is. Apparently there is a pinch hitter for Leone.
Let me see.
We believe.
Yep. It's Kevin Tamucci, and he strikes out off the bench. So Kevin Tamucci came in and strikes out, and it's back to Colin Kelly in the top of the order. So Tony Leone, he could re-enter, but it looks like we're going to have a new pitcher, as warming up will be Gavin Greenhill on the mound right behind the dugout. So Kevin Tamucci pinch hits. Tamucci played the other day.
This is Kelly now, the leadoff hitter, stepping into the box, and he'll take pitch.
Looking to strike out the side is Haldane DeBoss. He's rolling along now. He had a 1-2-3 in the third.
A strike there.
Gave up a run in the fourth, but now he's got 2 quick ones, and Kelly batting lefty here.
Taken for a ball. Popped way up to the first baseman. Scratch that, the second baseman. He'll make the play, and that'll end the inning. Score still tied at 2. And we'll be back for the 6th. This is LMC TV.
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Tom Sacco. I'm Sean McGrath, 6'7", 8'4" for the Blue Devils. Adam Haldane, another long fly ball from Haldane. This one is right at the right fielder, Matt Galliston, and it's a perfect start for pitcher Tony Leone, who re-entered after he was pinch hit by Kevin Tamucci. He re-entered the game and is still pitching, even with Gavin Greenway warming up.
Both pitchers going pretty late into this game. Haven't been many sustained offensive innings thus far. Both pitchers doing a nice job of limiting the damage.
And that one will be grounded to Michelli, and he will hustle on over, and it'll be 2 quick outs, 3 unassisted, as Devin Siegel grounded out. And now Haldane DeBoss will come up. He's 1 for 2 with a single, and he's doing a good job on the mound for Haldane, keeping him in at 2-2. Strike 1.
I went in again there. One's in there for a called strike. Thought it could have been 3 balls in a row there.
2-1. Count. 2. And 2-2 count. Good pitch, Tony Leone looking for his first strikeout here in the 6th. Pretty amazing that Haldane hasn't struck out yet.
Especially considering he hasn't given up much hits either.
Oh, another error by Brian Scott as that ground ball. He came up to throw it. He had the ball in his glove and dropped it as he went to throw. Did the hard part, fielded the ball, but when he came up for it, he just fell out of his glove. There was almost like a hole in the glove there. Just fell out. And it'll be a man on first, and a tense moment for Tony Leone. Man on first. And the 9-hitter, George Leiter's up, but he doubled and scored the 2nd run of the game in the last inning.
That's right.
Which was the 5th inning here in the 6th.
He's got to run around with 2 outs.
On first. Leone working quickly. Ball, 1-1. Sheldon fakes to first. Tony Leone is a senior, 2nd year on the team. Listed as a pitcher outfielder. Didn't play in the game the other day, but he used primarily as a pitcher. The lefty Leone. He's set. Strike 2, 1-2. As Leiter's 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored and a ground out to third. Ball, 2-2. And that one will be hit towards second, and calling it is the second baseman, Michael Colasanti, and that is the final out of the top of the 6th, and we'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, first pitch swinging, and that's a base hit. Wryneck will put the go-ahead run on first off the bat of Scott. So a great job by Brian Scott as he gets on first, and there with no outs, and the 3-hitter, one of the best hitters on the team, Jack Sheldon, up 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. And a good job by Scott. He made that error in the last inning, even though they got out of it. The next batter, he comes up right away, and that was a hard hit ball.
He came out of the box fast. It looked like he was making the turn for 2, but it was too shallow.
He pulled it, and he gave it a look. If it had gone in maybe a little, if it had rolled to the left, basically it was fair, and then if it had gone further over the foul line in between. But it was a good job by the left fielder, Devin Siegel, to track it down quickly and throw it in and keep him to a single as it's a good pitch, a little off speed.
Another pickoff attempt here. Not in time. I'll get back. Scott did show off his speed earlier in this game, so they're wary of him. Catcher faking the first now. Definitely making an effort to hold him on closer to first.
Because he's the go-ahead run. It's a good idea. Pretty well coached
he'll take
team
off.
by Vergadamo.
But it's
Not
popped
sure if
up.
it was a hit and run to protect him. Because he has a pretty good arm. He threw out, he picked off the guy at third, and he threw out, this is the catcher, Siegel, Aiden Siegel. He threw out the runner, Colasanti, for the second out in the 2nd inning. And then he picked off the runner at third, which was done, and to end the 4th inning. And that one is hit deep towards center field. Going back, and it's over the head of the center fielder. Rounding second and heading for third is the go-ahead run, Scott. And Jack Sheldon with a stand-up triple. And Wryneck takes a 3-2 lead. So now Wryneck can add to their lead now as they have no outs and Jack Sheldon on third, and you definitely want an insurance run.
Yep, I mean, runs have been into premium today, so anyone counts at this point. And that is another great hit by Sheldon there.
A double, a triple, and he's played a good game behind the plate. He's our top nominee for the post-game interview.
That's right. Stand-up triple. Also something you don't see much from catchers. But he legged it out there because it was hit deep over the center fielder's head.
That's the deepest part of the park. Yeah. He hit it to the deepest part of the park. He pulls that. Even if he pulled it, it would have been gone. Or opposite field.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much hit it to the one area that it wouldn't clear the fence, but nonetheless.
One hopped and hit the retractable fence out there. As Michelli knows what. As Anthony Michelli, the first baseman, who was had that single that fell in that could have been caught for the first run, and it had an RBI on it, and then blew out to right in the fourth. And that's a base hit by Michelli, and they will add to the lead.
Another run.
So 2 RBI, and Anthony, his second RBI of the game for Anthony Michelli, and it is 4-2 Wryneck as they score 2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
That may prove to be the insurance run they needed, like you said. Shows bunt there.
And good bunt by Ligori, the 5-hitter. Ooh, they nearly picked up Michelli at second, and when he took a far turn, as throwing behind him was the first baseman, Kyle Kislinger, but he gets back, and it's a sack. Who fielded that? The catcher?
Believe
the pitcher, I
the
think.
The pitcher.
Right? Yeah, a sack, and the first baseman caught it, so it's a sack 1-3. And Michelli advances as coach. Even though he's the 5-hitter, Coach Carlucci saw him have a suicide squeeze RBI single.
Close play at second. They almost caught him making too wide of a turn, and they almost were able to get him out there, and that would have been a big blow to this inning here.
And that'll be a base hit. Michelli, that was really hard hit, and that's a good call by Coach. And heading up to second on the throw was Dunn. So a heads-up play by Dunn, and it'll be second and third, 1 out. And Wryneck, you can never have too many insurance runs, and Wryneck looking to make it a 4-run lead as they have second and third.
They certainly blew this one open in a hurry.
That was a good call by Coach Carlucci, as that was a rip single by Dunn, and you had to hold up Michelli. First baseman used to be a catcher. I mean, it's not your fastest guy, but it's not your slowest guy, but he would have been a dead duck with a good throw, even though that throw was wide. And that'll be a base hit. And it's fair, and that'll be a double. As Michelli will score. He was holding up just in case it was caught. He's done right on top of him. And it'll be a triple. And they throw it away, and it'll be a triple on an error, and advancing home on the throwing error by the first baseman, Kislinger. And it has gone from bad to completely worse for Haldane as they have shown their record at 6-7. And we'll be right back. Pitching mound visit here on LMC Varsity Sports. And that'll be hit to third, and they'll retire Galveston on 1 pitch. So the pitching mound visit from Coach Tom Vergamato works out, and it's 2 away with Tony Leone, as they're going to let him come out for the final inning. Because they would have put another pinch hitter in if they were going to take him out, because they already pinch hit for him with Tamucci. So you got to pinch hit again with somebody. Instead, they'll let him hit, and then so he'll probably come out and close it.
Go for the
give
complete
him a short
game.
lease, though. Although we don't have the pitch count, I got to say maybe estimate, what would you say, 75, 80? I don't know.
I mean, he hasn't run it up too high. I mean, it's been a pretty good pitched game for him. Not a lot of long innings.
I forget what the number is, but
It's fouled off.
2 strikes on Leonius. He struck out in his only plate appearance as Tamucci struck out pinch hitting for him. 2 away here with 4 hits.
Big inning for Wryneck here. Really broke this game
5
open.
hits, 5 runs, and he strikes out swinging to end it. And 7-2, Haldane will need one big rally here.
Yes, they certainly have some ground to make up here.
A great inning for Wryneck, and we'll be right back. LMC Varsity Sports, 7-2 now. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, alongside Tom Sacco, our cameramen are Jareel Semister, Gary Francois, and Rob Moretti, who's LMC Varsity Sports producer. I'm Charlie McGraw, as it is now with a 5-run bottom of the 6th, now 7-2 lead for Wryneck, and that was the offense broke out there, Tom, and they were waiting. We were waiting, and fans were as well for that to happen, and we know they're capable of it. And great inning offensively last inning.
Yep, big inning really broke this game open, and now Haldane here is down to their last chance here, and they're going to need to put together quite a rally if they want to at least bring this game to extras.
I think
at least stay alive, not necessarily guaranteed to go to extras, obviously.
the 105 pitch limit, I think he's probably around 80 something, but Greenhill continues to get loose and 4 straight balls. So that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Haldane, as you never know. That's how you started, and that was the leadoff hitter, Dan Santos. He's had a good day. Reached on an error, grounded out to short, but had a double that almost was a homer to left field to chase the parents who were watching the track meet away. And that is, he gave him one batter. And
short leash, as you said.
And Gavin Greenhill will come in looking for 3 outs. Won't be a save, but we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, alongside Tom Sacco and Troy McGraw, and after warming up against Pauling 2 days ago, before the game with the catcher, Jack Sheldon, and then on the mound, warming up between innings towards the end, and has been warming up since the 5th inning, has Gavin Greenhill, and now comes in after on a short leash with the lefty, and they'll have another guy warming up just in case.
I mean, they probably wanted to give their pitcher the chance for the complete game, but in a 7-2 lead, there's really no reason to, stretch him out too much.
He might have been close to the pitch limit, but it depends what it was. If it's the 105 that we thought it was, probably not, but 2 straight balls here for the senior Greenhill, and they weren't even close. But you got good thing they got those extra runs, at 5 run, they might need them.
That's right, not the way they wanted to start out this 7th inning here. That's 6 straight balls between the 2 pitchers.
Make it 7.
7.
Definite take spot here. 3-0. Their 3-hitter Rotondo, who's got a RBI double. Actually, he's one of your only guys with 2 hits in the game. Yeah. Actually, Siegel's got 3. Siegel's got 2 hits for Haldane, and Rotondo, the 3-hitter on deck, has 2 hits.
Elected to not take there, I guess.
He swung?
Yeah, he did. He's swinging a miss. And
wouldn't that have been a ball, too?
I believe so.
I was looking down at my scorecard.
That might have been one he liked.
At Rotondo. And grounded to Dunn to second, and they'll throw to first, and it'll be safe off the bag. So leading out the back end is Adam Siegel. That's really curious that he swung at that pitch. It could have been first and second with Rotondo up. Instead, it's man on first, just on first, because that throw was wide from Colasanti. It could have been a double play, his second of the game for Adam Siegel. Instead, it's a 5-4.
I guess they felt if you're down 5 runs, you need to make something happen. And if he lays one over 3-0, I mean, maybe he tried to really drive one there.
Strike 1 to Dan Rotondo, the center fielder.
Definitely keeping in line with the aggressive approach that both teams have had. Really trying to put the bat on the ball rather than settle for the walk, but you do need base runners.
Smart that Michelli's just playing behind in a position to field in case they rip one at him or something. Don't need to hold on. The slow-footed Siegel, who grounded into double play, nearly hit into another one, is how he's on now with the fielder's choice. was the wide throw from Colasanti. Even though it was wide, you can't assume the double play, so it's not an error. 2 errors for the Panthers is on Brian Scott, the shortstop. Was there any? Oh, the throwing error by the first baseman in the last inning, I think, was the only error by Haldane. Besides that, no other errors. A couple pop-ups they could have caught, but ball 3? 3-2 now. Actually, Connor Lagore, who's the team's ace, I think he's just throwing because he's pitching tomorrow against KO. I don't think he's not going to enter this game. He's starting against KO tomorrow. Just want to throw a little. And it's popped up and caught by Michelli for the second out. So there's 2 away, with the last hope for Haldane to keep the game alive will be Kyle Kislinger.
Luckily, he already took his bathroom break earlier, so we'll get a chance to keep him alive here.
And Kislinger will ground, and Scott won't even have to, didn't have to flip it, but he flips it to second, and that'll end the game. So the game will end with a walk in the 7th to Santos, and that was the only base runner, as Haldane was trying to score 5 runs after Wryneck took 5 to the first inning. So 7-2 win for Wryneck. We'll be right back with interviews and post-game analysis next on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here with Wryneck catcher Jack Sheldon. And Jack, it was your hit that gave Wryneck the go-ahead lead, and you hit it to the deepest part of the park. Any other place, it was probably a homer. What did you see on that at-bat there to give your team the go-ahead run?
I mean, it was tied at that point, so just anything to get the runner in from he was on second at that point, so anything to get the run in, and I got a pitch over the plate, and luckily enough I was able to drive it.
And then you legged out the triple. Also, was that one of the furthest balls you've hit at this field?
Yeah, definitely.
Tell me about your game plan there with Leone on the mound as you were catching. He was in and out of trouble a lot of times, but he was able to get the win and go ahead. But tell me about the game today catching for you.
As long as Tony throws strikes, he's very effective against every team. He's lefty with a lot of tail on his pitches, so as long as he throws strikes, he can get himself out of jams most of the time. So I just rely on him to pound the zone.
And now you guys are 12-5 as the captain and the catcher. What are you looking to get for your end game? As tomorrow you're playing KO, who beat you pretty bad earlier in the week, but you got Connor going tomorrow.
Yeah, Connor, definitely one of the best pitchers in this section, going against KO tomorrow, so we have a good chance to win that game. Our goal is to just win out. If we win out, we're co-league champions, get a better seed, so just increase our seed is our main goal for now.
Back here with Wryneck coach Joe Carlucci. And Coach, it was a tougher game than you had anticipated. Haldane's a decent team, 6-7 coming into the game. They play pretty well to their credit, but you guys started a little slow there, and a couple of fundamentals. What would you like to see different from your team today?
The biggest thing was our approach at the plate. The pitcher wasn't throwing very hard. A lot of us were pulling off the ball, hitting balls off the end of the bat. He pitched us away most of the game, and we weren't diligent in trying to go the other way until the last inning. The last inning, Jack Sheldon stayed on the ball. Mike Colasanti hit a ball down the line for us, and it was enough to get it done. Won't be enough against a better team.
So it was more looking for more contact, and the guys were pulling off, trying to hit bombs, and instead of just trying to put the ball in play.
Correct. Front shoulder in, try to go to the right side, stay on the ball.
And it was a game today where in and out of trouble on the mound. Your lefty pitched well out there. What do you think you saw from him? He had no strikeouts, which is rare, but he was able to get the outs.
He definitely didn't have his best stuff, but he was certainly able to pitch well enough to get us a win. He was able to throw strikes. You know, a couple plays we didn't make, but he still battled and kept us in the game. So it was a great job by Tony.
And now you're 12-5. And you'll play tomorrow against KO, looking to get revenge from a tough loss earlier in the week. What do you think your team? You have to do a complete 360 for tomorrow's game.
We're going to have to play a clean game. Connor's on the mound. He's our best pitcher by far, and he's capable of shutting them down. But we're going to have to make all the plays and execute on offense. The league title's still in play if we can beat them tomorrow. and we spoke about that today after the game, but we know we're going to have to play much better to beat them.
Back here on the post-game show, final score 7-2, and Tom, it was 5 runs in the 6th inning for Wryneck. Jack Sheldon's go-ahead RBI triple and a couple other big hits there, 5 hits in the inning, and as Coach Carlucci said, it was they changed their approach hitting, and there was an approach we didn't see against the slower throwing pitcher from Haldane, who was giving them fits all game.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely saw the result of the adjustments they made. A little quiet offensively for most of the game, but then they had that big offensive explosion to really put the game away.
And Wryneck will improve to 12-5, and Haldane is now 6-8. Final score once again was 7-2, and Wryneck improves once again to 12-5. A lot of people to thank for today's telecast, including the CEO Eric Lewis, COO is Matt Sullivan, community sports producer is Mr. Rob Moretti. For our camera crew, that was Gary Francois, Jarrell Semister, and Rob Moretti. Once again, for Tom Sacco, I'm Sean McGraw saying thanks so much for watching and have a great evening.